Has your overnight hair loss got you down? Blame Jeremy. Did you lose a pound coin and find a penny? Blame Jeremy. Did your pan of milk boil over? Blame Jeremy. Did your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight? Blame Jeremy. Blame Jeremy. Blame Jeremy. Did your pen suddenly stop working whilst you were mid-sentence? Blame Jeremy. Have you lost a sock in the washing machine? Blame Jeremy. Can't find the thing you were looking for? Blame Jeremy. Has your favorite tune not been played on the radio for years? Blame Jeremy. Blame Jeremy. Blame Jeremy. Did you run out of tin foil over the festive season? Blame Jeremy. Did the supermarket not have in the one thing you were really looking for? Blame Jeremy. Did your car not start this morning? Blame Jeremy. Stubbed your toe walking from one room to another? Blame Jeremy. Did your kids refuse to eat the food you made for them? Blame Jeremy. Did the weather not be what you anticipate it being? Blame Jeremy. Did your favorite coffee mug lose its handle? Blame Jeremy. Have you accidentally broken a painkiller in half, taking it from the packet? Blame Jeremy. Blame Jeremy. Blame Jeremy. Does your dog not play fetch like they used to? Blame Jeremy. Did you ever get pooped on by a pigeon? Blame Jeremy. Ever miss your bus or train? Blame Jeremy. Blame Jeremy. Blame Jeremy. Blame Jeremy. Ever drop a knob of butter on the floor instead of the bread? Blame Jeremy. Did you ever forget what time it was? Blame Jeremy. Do you know what day of the week it is? No. Blame Jeremy. Worried about global warming? Blame Jeremy. Woke up with a large patch of psoriasis? Blame Jeremy. Wondering why your internet went down? Blame Jeremy. Ever realized why your home is haunted? Blame Jeremy. Got far too many squirrels on your feeders? Blame Jeremy. Did your toast fall on the ground but upside down? Blame Jeremy. Has your home been invaded by wasps? Blame Jeremy. Fallen over and badly scraped your knees? Blame Jeremy. Is your double-sided sticky tape only sticky on one side? Blame Jeremy. Have you sneezed multiple times in quick succession without a reason? Blame Jeremy. Ever break wind loudly and not really plan on it? Blame Jeremy. Had your ice cream swooped on by gulls at the seaside? Blame Jeremy. Broken a fingernail by brushing past a random inanimate object. Blame Jeremy. Have you ever coughed so hard you threw up? Blame Jeremy. Did you ever try to push a door marked pull? Pull. Blame Jeremy. Have you ever forgotten what direction you're traveling in? Blame Jeremy. Did you ever jump to the wrong conclusion? Blame Jeremy. Ever run out of tomato ketchup? Blame Jeremy. Really? Blame him. Blame me. Blame me. Blame me. Blame Jeremy. Woke up with a large patch of psoriasis. Blame Jeremy. Wondering why your internet went down. Blame Jeremy. Never realized why your home is haunted. Blame Jeremy. Ever run out of tomato ketchup? Blame Jeremy. Really? Blame him.
Well, that song was really long. I had enough time to, do an entire load of laundry, and I blame Jeremy for all of it. I also blame him that the Lori Vallow trial was super, super boring, and that's what I was doing all day today. And I'm speaking really quietly, at least I'm trying to be ASMR Megan, because poor Mr. Fox came down with a sinus infection while he was flying around the country recently, and I blame Jeremy. I don't know about you, Tug. I hear you had a TV fall down. That was probably his fault, too.
Yes, that's exactly who I would blame for that, because the kids. Why blame a kid when you can blame Jeremy?
Why?
Right.
I think I really need an extended version of that song. It's not quite long enough. Maybe there should be like a 10-hour version.
Songs. You know what I mean? I think that about a few of them. I'm like, well, if I could do the Iron Butterfly version, like the Inagata-Davida thing. Yeah, we need 12 minutes of a song.
I want your Godzilla song to be that long. It's always over too fast.
I like that one.
I love that song. So much bass. I love that song. I think it's just great.
I do too. It, every now and then they thump, and they lyrics all come together. And I'm like, oh my god, I love that song.
So if you want to come around and torture me tomorrow, by the way, the chat paid me to stream the most boring trial on earth yet again tomorrow. So I will be streaming the Lori Vallow trial, unfortunately, tomorrow because I made a deal with the chat. And now I'm going to try and have them, I'm going to tell, tomorrow's goal is going to be 50 super chats for me to never stream this trial again.
It'd be like 50 reels.
50 reels. Oh my God, the chat's so mean. They're hating it too. They're hating every second of it, but they want me to suffer.
They want you to suffer. Yeah, they're not watching the trial. They're watching you watch the trial.
They're watching me suffer. And I mean, it is brutal.
I would join and make fun of you, but then I would have to do it too. And it sounds like
it's so bad, you guys. It's so bad. I'm so glad to be here tonight, but Mr. Fox is sleeping just on the other side of my privacy thing, my privacy wall. So I'm trying to keep it down. I'm going to try and do like under my breath snickering. I know that's going to be difficult. Let me practice. Wait, let me practice quiet laughing. Ready?
Sound like a bad cartoon character. Like Snidely Whiplash's dog or something.
Right.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm tempted to. I'm not going to do this, but I'm tempted to like call out for your phone, doing certain things and see if it would be like, play very loud music, or
I'm wearing headphones. My phone can't hear you.
I don't know. Okay. I think it's like Santa Claus. It knows when you've been sleeping. it knows when you're trying.
It knows when you're trying not to wake up your sleeping husband.
That's what God. We need a song about that, blaming Jeremy said to Santa Claus, He knows when you blame Jeremy. Oh God.
Oh God. So we were talking earlier today, Tug and I, and realizing that Tug was going through his notes And he had notes that said, "We have not finished Jeremy's deposition,
Yeah.
nor have we finished Shara's deposition."
And it's
I
been
can't
so
believe it.
long. Well, it's been so long. I was like,
I know.
you know, forget what page, because we were talking about the page, and I was like, well, I might have a thing that, notes where the page is, but do we remember what happened? I mean, I remember certain key points, but, a lot of things have become more relevant as we've moved forward. And I mean, now we've got this pause, so.
Yeah, we're going to have 30 whole days to get caught up on whatever we want.
Ohio. That is like, we've got to do the Ohio puppet show. I really want that.
The puppet show. I know the puppet show is so good.
Yeah.
We also, what else we haven't finished together anyway is Lynette's deposition. I never finished it.
Yeah. No, I never finished it either. See, there's a lot. We talk about a month, but a month, it'll at least give us some breathing room. But I feel like we've got a million things that I mean, this case, like Bruce papered the shit out of this case.
Oh, yeah. Kitty Ninja, no, we finished Amanda's deposition last week, not Shara's.
Yeah, not Shara's. No. We haven't. I mean,
Shara's deposition is 363 pages.
It was a huge depo, and we got about, I think.
No, we're at 125. I checked. We're at 125. That's how far we made it.
Yeah, see, I don't even remember half the high points. I'm like, man, we should freaking go back. We should ask the chat on that. But I think we should go back for real because, it just, again, how many things have become relevant in this case that at that time they meant nothing. See, we've heard what Shara has unveiled since then, all her videos after the fact. We found out more and more, and we've had confirmation from people like Bruce that certain things were real, like straight up. And when they're admitting it, that gave Shara a lot of validity in her posting.
The chat is saying that you're much softer compared to me. I turned my mic way up because I'm like whispering.
Let me see.
I tried to edit your settings and turn your mic up, but they're still saying that it's a problem.
How's that now? I turn myself up a lot now.
All right, how's that, chat? Yeah,
I turned myself up a lot. I could have been low where I was making videos before. I turned my settings up to almost 90.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, they'll let us know if it's okay. All right. So we are on. He's still softer? No. Now they're saying better. Okay. Good.
I turned it. It was about it. I usually broadcast at about 70. Man, I had it down to 50 something.
Yeah, if he turns it up anymore, my eardrums are going to blow out. But that's okay. I can adjust my own volume. So in my ears. But still,
I do want to note one thing, though. I was mentioning this to you. So, out of all the stuff that Bruce has filed recently, we looked at 124. We looked at a piece of 123. But what was interesting is that Bruce, I didn't realize this at first. Bruce was under the impression that the judge had looked at one of his filings that he did not make a decision on. He thought that the judge, so there it was filing. Remember, he did 5 motions for sanctions. 4 of them were ruled on. And we talked about this. We talked about, hey, what's going to happen to that 5th one? It's just hanging out there. Maybe the judge missed it or something. Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah, Bruce, he never mentioned it.
Yeah. So Bruce in 123. Here, let me pull up the document. This is interesting. I didn't know this. I missed this totally. So in here, you can see he mentions it. He thought the judge ruled on it. So he said the magistrate did respond when the undersigned filed the motion to dismiss under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 41B and for sanctions, Doc 117. He thought it was ruled on. But it's not. Like, I went through the rulings. Like, it threw me enough. I was like, did I read something wrong? No.
I wouldn't be surprised if the magistrate just printed it out and threw it in the trash.
well, what's interesting is I'm wondering, see, I think this all speaks to mindset. It speaks to how shook Bruce has been as of late. Because Bruce has been many things, I think disingenuous, incompetent in some broad strokes. But I mean, these are basic things. I think, though, what he did is he mistaked this statement right here, where the judge said there were 117 docket entries. to a comment about 117.
Hmm.
I think that's where he made his mistake, because he struck the 4 documents.
Mhm.
Then he made that comment, and when you go through, he doesn't talk about 117. Then he mentions these are the docs we're going to go over, for our sanction hearing, and don't file any more garbage.
Mhm.
So, I throw that out there because also I know the audience list, it reads and checks everything out. If you see something in there that I'm missing, you let me know. But I really think that, again, I think that's a portrait into his mindset. I think he is so shook right now that he's making, we were talking about this a minute ago, he's making grammatical errors like he wouldn't make, like just
He
ridiculous
used the
stuff.
word deposition instead of defamation. Like the 2 words aren't even close. How do you?
That
how
is
do
a
you,
big mistake for a lawyer.
Yeah, and he was quoting the judge, and he got the judge's quote wrong because the judge said defamation and he said deposition.
That's fascinating.
And
I didn't
remember,
know.
the head of it, the title of one of his motions recently was he's not available. He can't make it April, and he didn't say April when. So
Oh,
it just
yeah, and the
looks like
judge
the
made fun
entire.
of it.
Yeah, yeah.
That was amazing. I've never seen a judge like mock somebody over this stuff. Well, I also noticed, I was reading the auxiliary filings, like 123.1, which was essentially
Right.
like another filing. And typically when you're talking about adding
Wait.
on,
123.1 wasn't an exhibit?
yeah,
What was
well,
it?
it is sort of. Okay, so it's an exhibit. The way that he lists it's really strange, because he says, look at these other things that have happened. And he says, see 123.1. Okay, well, when you pull up 123.1, this is what it is. It's him whining about, okay, here's an exhibit, other litigation for content. All right, by plaintiff.
for
All right, now look what he
God's sake.
lists. He lists second federal lawsuit.
I never
Okay.
looked at this. Oh my God. How many pages is this? 4?
This is 4 pages. And this is worth reading. Oh, it's good because he
Oh my
brings the
God, I've
Ohio
never seen
protective
it.
order in. Well,
Wow.
this has made it between Jeremy's Depo. They probably could have still argued certain sections and saying they are not relevant in this trial. But after this filing right here, there's no way to keep the Ohio protective order in all its glory out. They have brought it in totally. Yeah. But also, weirdly enough, they brought in the thumbnail case. Okay, because again, the title of this is Other Litigation for Content by Plaintiff versus Preston. There is no other title. You'll see it. It's 1, 2, and then when you roll down, 3, thumbnail case. The way he tries to spin it, I mean, this is amazing document. Like 123, you really got to look through that sucker, because it's, we didn't get to finish it. We had 124 pop off the day after. We only got a couple pages in, and then everything got derailed because of us.
I can't believe I didn't read this. I never opened it. I thought it was just an exhibit. I can't believe this.
Oh, it's good, man. This one's good. This is actually like live streamable talk about good. This is good stuff.
Oh, we're going to have to read through this at some point.
Yeah. We can set it up we can talk about this kind of stuff tomorrow. I'm just hitting some high point. Like I got all this on my mind right now.
I can't believe I really can't believe I didn't read this. Boy, this was
stupid. What's really weird about it is he's trying to take the thumbnail case that they filed,
the one that they dismissed.
Yeah, but it's their filing. See, again, the heading of it is to drill this in, just so people follow it. Litigation for content by Jeremy Hales against Preston. Okay, so what he does in this is wild, is he's saying that the plaintiff and counsel have turned the thumbnail case into a de facto lawsuit in guise of post-voluntary dismissal. So even though this is her case, Bruce is so whacked out these days that he's trying to frame the case they brought as a case that Jeremy has brought against her.
Oh, this is crazy.
It's the wildest shit I've ever.
That doesn't make any freaking sense at all. Chat, I know that you are freaked out by my voice, but I am very a loud person, and I have to be careful that I don't get carried away and I'll wake up my husband and annoy him. And because he's sick and he doesn't feel good. And I can't wait till I get my office back. But all in good time. The garage is built, by the way, so it's moving along. We finally have a garage. And his office is going in the garage. Mine will replace where his is. So
I'm gonna put a
pretty
super
soon.
chat goal so you'll broadcast from the bathroom or something.
Don't make me laugh. God damn it. Don't make me laugh loud. Stop it. Stop.
I forgot you were a professional. I forgot. My bad.
I'm trying to be a professional. Oh my God.
You know what's bad is you could be yelling professional right now and I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Like, are you professional?
All right.
Oh my God.
This is ridiculous. How dare he try to blame Jeremy for the thumbnails?
I mean, this is crazy. Like, I think this is something we should talk about tomorrow. Like, I'll
we
set it
should.
up for us tomorrow because this one, 123. Again, I went through the whole document the other day, and the documents. It's crazy. Anyway, he has. Let me show you this. Let me show you one other thing. This will really intrigue you about it because we didn't get to this, okay? And the reason we didn't read this document.
Stop laughing. I'm going to start laughing. Quit laughing.
No,
Be
you know I can't help
serious. Be serious.
This is my serious. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Okay. Check out the footnotes in this document. I'm just going to scroll through each page. Look out the footnotes.
I always feel like I'm in grade school with you. Like
I know, it's funny.
Tonight it feels like trying not to get caught by the teacher.
Yeah, it's like we're doing something wrong. Oh my God. Where I'm trying to cough lower too, it sounds like I've got like emphysema. You know? Oh my God.
Oh God.
Now look at these footnotes though. Look how crazy they get. All right. At first, they're long at first. This is page 1. Right? Just watch this. I mean, every time you can tell he's losing it. Because we missed a page with footnotes. Okay, we missed a page. We're doing good.
Last night I'm watching The Expert. And you just scrolled past the part where it's like penis emoji, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And The Expert had on like another lawyer who has not been following this case. And she read that part and she goes, "What?" She's like, "What is the context of this?" Oh God, it was so funny.
Oh my God. I got hit up. So Yellow Flash, we were talking and I was telling him the lawyer's getting kicked off this. And he was like, "I can't follow this shit. What is going on here?" So I sat down and I explained it. I was doing it like basic, very basic. It's like, yeah, I don't have no fucking clue what you're saying. It's just funny, like trying to tell people about the craziness. I told him about some of the really wild stuff in it. And he was like, "What the hell?" I was like, exactly, what the hell's, Look, okay, so here's a footnote. It gets crazy, right? And I mean, look, okay, the footnotes, they're growing. I mean, this stuff gets wild. Look, every page in some places. Look at the size of them. These aren't footnotes. These are new pages. Look.
They're manifestos. And look, this one even has color-coded manifesto.
That's actually what this reads like.
He has motions. These are the motions of a serial killer. This is like, wasn't it, who was that serial killer that defended himself because he went to law school? Oh my God, Ted Bundy. It's like Ted Bundy wrote this shit.
It's like the court version of the Unabomber. look, this is the page. We get to page 3. This is the page, right? This is the footnote.
Let me see.
It's longer than the page.
Oh my God.
Yeah, let me see.
Shut up.
Look at
That's
this.
me. By the way, I'm yelling right now. Oh my God.
Look at that. This is
the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, it's like this. Even the way he writes it out, he's just shoving words in. Like I said, this is the wildest thing. When I was reading through it, I kept thinking, What is going on here? It looks like somebody losing their freaking mind.
Well, he's clearly losing his mind. He violated a court order. He told a judge to go F himself. He didn't show up to his own show cause hearing. Like, he's melting down. He had a massive meltdown. I was so hoping that the judge's weekend order would come out today, but the fact that it didn't makes it even more exciting. He's still working on it. Oh my God.
I'm curious. The ecosystem keeps saying, oh, he's going to file and say this, that, and the other. And I kept thinking, he better not, because if he does, he already locked in his excuses for not coming. He already did. So if he throws his fit and goes on this insane tirade about Jeremy Hales, he'll look like a fucking wacko.
I totally need one of those things, sticky widget, that the court reporters have around their mouth. You put it around the mouth and you talk like this, and nobody else can hear you except the recording device. That would be a great idea.
You could do it. You could actually make your own. You could take one of those funnels, they put around dogs when they get injured. Tie your face around the microphone.
I officially hate you. I want to laugh so hard.
You're really good with duct tape. I remember you duct taping some headphones to your head.
Oh my God, you want me to wear a cone collar?
I want you to tape it to your face on the front with the microphone inside.
Oh my God, my husband is going to be up in like 5 minutes. He's going to be huffing and sighing that he cannot sleep with this racket going on. A cone of shame. You want me to put the cone of shame on? That would be hilarious, by the way. My God, that's so funny.
Bruce has until 5 p.m. He has 2 more days to say something about everything that's going on. He has 2 more days.
I have a theory, and I've been pretty right for about a lot of my guesses. And that's what I wanted to go over with the chat. Okay, before we get to Shara's Depo, I have to show you this. We won't read the whole thing, but you have to see this, you guys. You have to see this. This is so nuts.
Is it that article?
Yeah, we have evidence that he has done this before, and he always runs away. My theory was that he was going to leave the country, and everyone was like, "That's crazy. He's not going to leave the country. That would be insane." Oh yeah, you want to bet? He's done it before. When he got in trouble in Connecticut, he moved to Armenia, and then he wrote about it, and it's the most whiny bullshit you've ever read in your whole life. Let me share this with you, because this is crazy. And he wrote an article about it. By the way, if he's going to complain that people are stalking him and harassing him, he wrote this stuff. He put it out. He published this in the New Haven Register. Like, he can't complain about this. You literally cannot complain about this, Bruce. You wrote it. A Connecticut lawyer's new life and new leaf in Armenia. I moved in August from East Haven to my wife's beautiful home country of Armenia. Nearly 48, I chose to leave the U.S. despite undiminished love and pride for it after years of frustration practicing law as a Connecticut civil litigator. All right, let's go down to the part where he starts really whining. Look at this. Look at this. I have felt, does this sound familiar to you? I have felt terrible for whatever part the lawyer I am has motivated and justified some judges to abuse their power, quite literally depriving me of my livelihood, with my clients suffering undeservedly. And then, look at this. For years, I allowed professional despair to consume me, hurting my personal relationships and myself. That sounds like a personal problem, That doesn't sound like anybody else's problem but your own. And then he says this: I might recover what I lost of myself in the profession to which I gave my all, only to be treated like dirt by those whose solemn duty is not to. I could really know a year and a half before the planned move whether I would get on the plane. I never articulated a thought of changing my mind, but as my departure drew near, the gravity of my decision became so heavy I wondered if I could. But look at this. Those who've wronged me and my clients, and they know who they are, cannot take away the happiness I've found here. Although geography won't prevent powerful people who are in charge of the profession from harming me with monetary sanctions.
Whoa.
phony disciplinary investigations.
Whoa.
Yeah, and unsigned editorials designed to tarnish my reputation. All of which, guys, all of which have occurred in the past. Oh, so you've been sanctioned before?
What year was this written, by the way?
2014.
Holy shit. So, I mean, he's giving you admissions that the same thing that we've seen. You remember that whole, that saying about those who don't learn from the past, being doomed to repeat it? I feel
what
like
else?
clients are... What's that?
He also said this. He called his profession, the profession of law, a fraud. I was distancing myself from not leaving a fraud of a profession. Do you think that officers of the court are supposed to do that?
That's fascinating. Well, it doesn't that kind of give a viewpoint of the person too? If they see it that way and they practice that way, doesn't that say more about them and their practicing of the profession?
Yeah, I think that this is extremely important to show the judge. Yeah, this is a pattern of behavior. We have a runner. Yep. And I said I thought he was going to flee the country before I even knew this existed. Someone just sent this to me. I mean, you guys, there is no better evidence that this guy has been a serious problem. He has been a pimple on the butt of the legal profession for a long time. And all he does is whine and complain about it. By the way, that Connecticut thing, all they asked him to do was go to a 6-hour freaking class.
Yeah, and he went to war on the judge and everything else instead.
It's so stupid.
That's what Larry was like. He was like, man, just take the slap on the wrist. It's
take
nothing.
Your lumps. I mean,
he was like, this is nothing.
It's not. It's a 6-hour. All lawyers have to do continuing education classes. It's no big deal.
It's not just that, okay? It's just like Randy in the sanction right now. Now, if Randy wanted to derail him and German and everything else, he'd thrash about like a child and, throw a fit or anything else, but he didn't. He just rolls with it. I'm sure he hasn't said this, but I'm sure, when he explained his... When I look at that, I agree with the explanation. I think the documents were warranted, but, the judge is the judge.
The judge is the judge. And you know what? You take your licks. Randy got up there, stood in front of that judge, took the brunt of his anger, and wrote him a check. He even joked in the middle of the hearing, well, I brought my wallet, Your Honor. I'm prepared. That's what you do. You don't say, I can't go to the ESL class because it's going to put my life in danger if I get in a car.
Right.
The hell?
That is nuts, man.
That is so nuts. Bizarre. So I really do think it's a very good possibility he'll run back to Armenia. I really do. I don't think he's going to respond. I'm putting my money on not responding.
Well, he didn't respond. So this was interesting. I was pointing this out yesterday. The judge had given him the opportunity to respond to specific documents. You remember before the hearing, he was like, you can answer this. That won't be against the quote unquote emergency. You got permission, and Randy can do blah, blah, blah. Well, he didn't do that. You notice this is the first time when he was allowed to file something that he didn't file. It was about the motion that the whole thing he had been throwing a fit for weeks about sanctions. He had filed 5 separate documents, and the judge said, put them all together, essentially. You file one thing, I'm striking them. File one item, I will allow you to come back and do that. Instead of doing it, he wrote how he wasn't going to show up. And I mean, his excuses, they sounded like, they sounded sick. I'm watching my words because I'm not remote diagnosing or anything. But if someone were to tell me all of this stuff, I would definitely say, hey, maybe you should seek professional opinion. Let me say it that way, because it does seem, it doesn't seem like his baseline is going very well right now.
No, it doesn't. And we all can see why. It's been a disaster. We tried to warn him. We tried to tell him to be better. We tried to tell him to act like a normal... Randy tried to tell him, act like a lawyer, man. Stop doing this. But he just couldn't listen. But it's everybody else's fault except his. He blames everybody except himself. He does not take any responsibility for what he has done. He doesn't. He says, I'm sorry for whatever I might have done that incited the judge's anger or annoyance. That's not an apology. You have to admit that you did the thing he said you did.
Right.
You have to say, I'm sorry, I filed too many filings and I got ahead of myself and I went overboard. But you have to take responsibility. You can't say, I'm sorry that you got mad.
Well, he was just, I mean, to take his lumps. I got thinking about this. Maybe he would have had an issue paying a fine right in the moment, when he went in. I don't know how much was going to be fined. I figured, if we look, I even wonder, to be honest, if he was going to get fined the same amount of money as far as Randy for the filings, because it said, here's 2 for the plaintiff, here's 2 for the defendant, and then 96, he may have fined him on top of that for behavior. He may have, tried to make a point out of that. But I just don't get the feeling that this judge was going to, strip him of his pro hoc vice. I don't think that would have happened. I still don't think that would have happened.
Oh, good news. I'm hearing snoring from the other side of the room. I haven't woken him up yet.
Oh, my God.
This is incredible. It's working.
Mr. Fox, wake up, fire.
He can't hear you, dummy. You're in my earphones.
I was hoping I could make the sound like he picks up. He's like sound waves.
Oh God! All right, let's get to the deposition.
Oh wait, one other thing.
What?
I saw this.
What?
Okay, let me pull this up. Let me show you this. So Bruce, I mean, he may have another profession to fall back on. Look, apparently, according to iWatch, so you don't have to, right? Apparently, Bruce has had a Substack, because he's a journo. Yeah, he's a great journo. In fact, he's had it since 2023. Now, he hasn't written anything, but look, he's got 2 subscribers. I wonder who some of them. Oh, look, George Judge. He's already now working. Maybe he'll join the club.
Oh no, they've introduced him to Substack, so now he doesn't have to go beg journalists to let him publish his whiny screeds. This is not going to go well for humanity.
Oh,
did you know that I have seen that I've heard that Megan Fopox, the satirical X account of me, is opening her own Substack too.
Oh my God, that'll be funny. That will be funny. You know what would be funny is that I'm going to have to lead people to it for sure, just to make sure it gets more hits than the supposed real journalists.
And Rosalind Duke has a Substack now. And one of the first things she wrote was like, so they really will let anybody publish here. God, they are so funny. They are so funny. And Rogue Mama, she wrote one too. She's got a Substack now too. I mean, Substack is just exploding with talent right now.
Those live streams they all do together, the Just Jay Hip live streams are funny.
I know.
Oh my God. It's funny because they have gotten under the skin of these morons so much. And when they jumped in, everybody told them. It was like, look, I get that they're paid harassers for hire, but you're jumping in at the wrong time, kids.
Yeah, but they don't, they're too stupid to understand that they're getting wrecked. I have another X account, a new X account to introduce you to as well. If I can remember what it's called. Let's see, where is it? I believe. Oh, there it is. It's called Mickey Volmet Instigates, not Investigates.
Yeah.
Let me share this with you. It's so funny.
God.
You guys, it's so funny. The trolling is so epic that's happening. And it's like, it's all just happening. And it keeps happening every day because there's so many creative people in this audience that they're just doing their own thing and they're just rolling with it. And it's cracking me up. Look at this. It says former acquaintance of Megan Fox. Mickey Volmet instigates journalist, astroturfing's tinfoil detective, bumbling through fake grass conspiracies, tripping over his own rake, will report any story for a fee.
Oh my God.
But wait, there's a really funny retweet.
Yeah, I saw I can't remember what, I noticed they were commenting on any major thing came up. They were like, we will cover this, and I can't remember what story it was, but I saw it and it made me laugh. Yeah, like that.
Look at this one. I will cover your story, ladies, for $3,999. Side note, that is not my baby. They are wrecking. Whoever's doing this
Oh
is
my God.
wrecking this fool. He is getting wrecked, and he doesn't even know it.
What's funny is what he can't understand is that he caused this. He blames it like he blamed it all on you, and it's like, no, dude, this is all you, buddy. You know, like me, I don't respect. Here's his problem though. Like for me, I don't respond to like a lot of accounts like this, you know, unless I want to have fun with them. I don't. But him, if he doesn't respond, no one else talks to him.
I know.
So
Oh,
imagine
it's
thinking,
incredible.
imagine thinking you're going to wreck the trolls. I mean, it's
Oh,
crazy.
you're never going to win. I said to Rosalind, she interviewed me on Sunday. I said, Rosalind, if you ever decide to troll me, I quit. I give up. I won't. I'm telling you right now, I won't survive it. She's so funny. She's got such a gift for the troll. God, I love her. She's just great. All right. So here's we got to get to this.
Let's do it.
We left off on page 125.
I can't even remember what's happened before 120.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what happened. Manskin just accused Shara of calling John Cook crook. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
So that's where we left off.
God, it's not the I don't remember what happened on the page. I don't remember half the damn Depo. That's my problem. I'm to the point where I think we need to do the Depo again. Because I mean, just to be honest, because we have all this time now.
We can't start all over.
Yes,
it's 300 pages.
Who gives a shit? I can't remember the other part. I mean,
I don't want to start. I don't want to start.
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't wanna. I don't wanna tug. I don't wanna.
Do you really want to start from the beginning? We won't even make
the chat.
We won't even make it to page 125.
I know, but look, like,
all right.
This is the way I say it. This is why I asked the chat, because Shara, when she first did this, we had no idea what she had out there. These were just words. And she has been, look at how many times she's been called a liar, targeted, her family targeted, and more. How many videos she's put out since then. Who knows what we missed in this stuff? That's what we're noticing with other dogs. Like I was just noting with that 117. That thing, I missed that. That is glaring, but it shows you a piece of mindset. With her, she may have a piece of information in this. We don't know. That is just bombshell. The stuff she said at the very beginning about them, they're accusing them of going, putting together a hunting trip to somebody. That stuff is wild, and a lot of people don't know anything about that.
Okay, well, we're asking the chat. So far, there are a lot of no's.
No,
everybody remembers everything about it.
I don't. I'm going to read it again.
We are at.
I'll do it.
You're like, I will read it by myself. I will take my Depo and go home.
I will.
Only 25% of the chat so far wants to
I'm
start
putting
from the
together.
beginning.
I'm going to put together a poll, and I'm going to rig it so I win. I'm just playing.
You mean will it be open for 114 years and only be to your 6 subscribers who are all you and one friend?
They'll be like, yeah. Why does everybody that votes has some kind of TUG in their name? Thaddeus Eugene Gary, Thaddeus Eugene Gray. This is happening.
Look at Nicole. Grandma says Tug is in his I don't want to talk about it phase.
Yeah, exactly. Got to get Grandma to talk me down. Oh, that was fun with the TV thing. Was so funny because they wanted Grandma to call me and to tell me why, because
I love
they
that.
were like, they were going to get in trouble. So, but it was really funny is
they needed an advocate.
Oh, well, the little one. So after it failed, her sister let her lay in the bed with her and stuff, which was cute, She was like, oh, it's okay. Because, it's her TV. She was like, no, my TV. So anyway, she, afterwards, I was talking to her about it. She said, but Sissy and her sister was like, what? I wasn't part of this. I didn't do it. And she's like, but you helped pick it up on the floor. She was like, I was fixing it for you.
Dad, guess what I found in my floor while cleaning my room?
Speaking, call them. Yes. What?
I found a whole pack of pencils.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Art
exciting.
pencil. That's good, man. I told you, cleaning your room has benefits.
And it's not one of the cheap kinds of pencils that you can buy for like 5 cents at like the dollar store. It's like one of those good types of pencils.
Yeah, I told you, you've got art projects.
And it's like food.
You know what? Hey, you know what else? You want a real surprise? Up on the big table up there, you know, on our table that has bags on it still from when we went to Ollie's. You have sketch pads. You have whatever you bought there. Yeah, your canvas stuff for drawing. Yeah.
I also made a sunset worm, but I didn't add the color purple because I thought that was a bit unnecessary.
So it's a semi-sunset worm.
Yeah, and like I did it off of a sunset picture I took in. And I decided to add the sea instead of the road because the road is kind of boring to add to a sunset worm.
I heard that you broke a TV yesterday, though.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Claudia did that.
I heard that you dropped an elbow on it, like smashed into it.
Girl, why would I do that?
Girl, why would I do that? What's up?
Girl.
I'm about to throw this pencil sharpener at your face.
All right, hey, go up. We got to read, though.
Hey, also, I wanted to give my plush T-Rex a shout out. You owe me some of that sweet tea, okay, Rex?
What's in the world?
My pet T-Rex.
Oh yeah, the
plush
stuff. Yeah, the stuff
owns
tea.
a sweet tea shop.
Oh. Is it listening?
Yeah.
Okay.
It has headphones in right now,
Oh.
and it's drinking my apple juice.
I swear, if I see that stuffed T-Rex on one of the Ring cameras, like actually doing something, I'm gonna be upset.
What? Why?
It would be like, oh no, you were telling the truth. It really is listening.
And it's like, I have to go to work today.
Right. Take it over. We're gonna read though.
Yeah, I made a sunset worm. I'm gonna send you a picture of it.
Okay. All right, we'll go. I love you. Send me a picture though. I want to see it for real.
I added white instead of blue to fill in like the gap because it was too short.
Okay. You can show it to me. Love you.
And I added 2 types of blue to make it like pop.
Okay.
You know,
She's hyped up.
cool.
She's like me. She's
so
a talker.
I love
She's
her
a talker too.
I love her little accent. She's got a little Tennessee accent.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's so cute. It's so cute.
She's
All right,
hilarious.
so
too.
the poll is over, and you lost.
Denied. Sit down.
I always win. I will rig it better next time.
Not
You know what
today.
the thing this teaches you, Chad, is to only hold polls on your channel. Nah, I'm just playing.
All right. Here,
It doesn't matter, but I will have to review it. I may chomp up some stuff that's keynotes out of it, maybe, because there are things. I bet you there are things in there for real, like no joke that we missed, you know. And
I'm sure there are, but we have to get to this now.
all right, let's do it. Where are we at?
Right.
What line?
You are Mr. Shockett, and you will start.
Oh yeah, I get to do it straight read. It's really weird here.
I will be Shara, and you may have to be Manskin too, because I can't be too loud. So you're going to have to do both. You're going to have to do both.
All right. So we starting at
line 17.
17. Again, speaking, it just happened again.
I said cook, did I not?
Well, I know you did, but it just happened again, suggesting an answer. Can I get the reporter to read back her prior response in which you referred to my client?
I said cook.
That's so funny. No, you can't. Oh man, I like that. He's like, you can just feel the whine in that. We're gonna move on. Okay, you can do all of that in your cross. You seem to be,
Sir, may I?
jumping the gun. You're going to. You can be the court reporter.
Can I just advise everyone that I can only take one voice at a time, so I need everyone to talk one at a time.
Sure. Mr. Manskin, you're an experienced lawyer. I mean, attorney. My bad. Attorney. Clown
soul. Oh, jinx.
Yeah. The jinx 1, 2, 3. You owe me a Coke. Yeah. I remember that. My kids were doing that to me the other day. You'll have your opportunity to ask questions, and I will do my best to not do what you're doing when you do that. Man, that is a bird. Look at that. That's amazing sentence. You have your opportunity to ask questions. And when you do it, I'm not going to do what you're doing. That's great. So.
Sir, may I ask you a question, please? Is he accusing me of calling him by a name? I want to be under
sunset worm.
That understanding.
Yeah, show me the worm there real quick.
Sunset.
Well, that's cute, man.
It's a sunset.
It's cute, man.
I wanted to make it really long, so I added extra color.
Yeah.
I wanted to make it look like an accurate sunset.
The person who sent all those beads to you was I Have My Favorites, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Yeah, they sent you an army of beads. All right.
They're the reason the sun.
You know what? I'll be right back. Go ahead and start talking to her.
All right. Hey, you can stay for a second.
Also, everybody, I want you to. I am doing commissions for worms.
Commissions for what? Are you hijacking this as a work stream now?
Yeah.
Lord.
I need money for 5,000 things of beads so I can make an infinite army of them.
Good
okay,
Lord.
Yeah.
For real though, hey, why don't you take some cool pictures of the worm, like get a background that doesn't have stuff cluttering and stuff. Take some pictures, and I'll show people what you've made. Okay.
Oh yeah, great idea. I'm gonna draw a sunset, put a worm on top of it.
Okay. All right.
All right. Good timing. Good timing.
Okay. Perfect. All right.
All right. Where are we? Oh, you were at line 21.
I'm at 21. Yeah. Exactly why. And we're going to get this transcript, and we'll take this up at this point, but we're still going to continue the deposition. We're making a record here. This is exactly why you don't interrupt a witness's train of thought with something like that. He just accused you of objecting to something what you were saying. It's exactly why you're not supposed to do what he did. Again, twice to that. This is something, by the way, the judge doesn't need to, this infuriates me that the judge never put a stop to this.
Right. I know.
Because he's done it. I
don't think he ever saw it. I don't think he's read all of it. He's had too much to do with all the other stuff.
I mean, I guess that's it. And to be fair, there hasn't been a filing stating, hey, but at the same time, he did call the judge at one time. He did call over and be like, yo, this is happening in here.
Right.
That stuff with the Amanda Martin. I mean, there should be sanctions attached to that.
You know what? Maybe, he probably should have added it to his number 96 motion for sanctions, but there was just so much to put in. And Randy's been working so hard. He probably just, he wanted to get
Randy did a good job, man. I want to give props to Randy.
Yeah.
I do want to give props. We focus so much on BBB and the awful that he's done. And we focus now and then again, in cases you get into the criticism or critique mode and you look at certain things and say, well, I think you should do this or that. But man, look what Randy accomplished with Article 96 when he dropped that doc. Man.
Yep. Huge. Brilliant move.
I mean, because it isn't just in the courtroom. He melted Bruce down.
He did. So clearly he didn't need anything else in it. He didn't need to put anything else in it. I mean, it's easy to sit back afterwards and be like, oh, maybe this should have been there. That should have been there. Good. But I catch myself doing that.
No, that's just our default there. I hope like if for some reason Randy or any of them catch it. I mean, Randy has done a damn fine job in this. If there were some serious problems, I mean, we would have definitely noted those by now if we thought there was a real issue. But the one criticism that we had was that Randy had not noted issues, and then he did. He went in.
And when he did, it was a nuclear bomb.
Yeah. Because Bruce knew he had done so much by the time Doc 86 came up that he knew he couldn't wiggle out of it. That's why he lost. I think that's why he lost his mind. If it would have just been if it would have just been 5 items, then maybe not. But he wouldn't even go into argue. It's just amazing. Anyway, I'm getting real derailed here.
Okay.
All right.
So line 4.
Yeah. So I'm sorry your train of thought was interrupted. Sounds like my life. Do you need the court reporter to take you back?
Yes.
Okay.
I said Cook. I didn't call him a name. I said Cook.
He's getting into your head. This is, it's okay. Well, it's not okay. I mean, we're going to bring it up probably at a hearing in Pensacola, but it's happening. So can the court reporter please read back the last question so she can get back in her witness mode and not feeling that she needs to be corrected by Mr. Manskins?
Just one moment. May I please have on the record I said cook, please? I didn't.
We're not. Let's just see what the last question was that you answered to get you back in the frame of mind. Look at how much you derailed her by there too.
Yeah, it's
look at how
terrible.
bad. I mean, it really did. It wrecked her with her train of thought because she doesn't want to be accused of being inappropriate like that.
Right.
You know? She wants to be that seen as and again, look at the way she comports herself with videos and everything else. You know, and she's in a court of law. Like, that's a big difference to the scene. So anyway, so it's obviously working. Please ignore what he said if you can. The court reporter, can you look and see what the last question was?
Yes, I'm looking right now.
Thank you.
There were just a lot of crosstalk. I have to search for it.
I'm sure. Sorry about that.
Reporter reads back requested testimony.
There we go.
I don't remember the question. I'm completely floored at the moment. Oh, she's still not over it.
Yeah, no. I mean, he messed her up. And that's his whole game, too. He does things. The problem is, this is where a judge comes into this whole situation. The problem is he knows that he can keep pushing and pushing until finally somebody pushes back. And the judge never pushed back. So Bruce got... some of the stuff he did, again, the offline behavior, some of the stuff that's mentioned in this depo that we saw, talking about what 2 Hales did and all this stuff. Again, remember, she's a federal witness and she's being threatened and intimidated, and it's noted straight up. Nothing happened about it. So, yeah. So I said, did you ever relate to Miss Preston when she told you about her placing a gun in the shed where her child was?
Yes.
And did you relate that to Miss Preston?
I began a line of questioning regarding the gun in Messenger, and I was stopped. Mr. Manskin then contacted me in a different messenger, in mine and his messenger. He would ask me not to ask her those questions. So I had stopped asking the questions. I was drilling her about, I was being a journalist. I was drilling her about the guns, the silver guns.
That's crazy. So she's asking, as a journalist, she's noted, which she's supposed to be on that. And BBB is like, don't ask her those questions.
Terrible.
Well, he does do that. Actually, you know what? That's in the newest video. That's actually in there, and because he kind of just bluntly tells her, don't do that. It's either in that one or the one before it, but I think it's the last.
It's been in one of them. It's been in one of them for sure.
I mean, he's very curt about it, It's just like, no. Kind of fascinating. So did Miss Preston ever answer the question in your drilling questions?
She got very angry at me.
But she never responded to your questions.
Well, she began to suddenly respond and say that, or at some point, she finally responded that there were 2 guns that the police officers picked up, and I was concerned about where the silver gun went. Why was there talk of a silver gun? There had to have been a silver gun if the victim saw a silver gun, unless he was lying about the color of a gun, which a lot of people were hard on Wes. But I can tell you this, maybe he did some things with the money and all that. Okay, whatever. That's a separate issue. But I truly believe when I finally got those records and I saw him tell that sheriff, what if he does it again? What if somebody gets hurt? However he worded that, I saw integrity in his voice when he said that, and I knew that he was concerned. So when he said silver gun, I believed him, and I wanted to know where the silver gun was. I wanted to know. And when I heard Cook on the record saying that he sold a gun a couple days ago, it put off red flags in me because it meant that there was another gun. Why would he say it if there wasn't another gun? He wanted to disassociate himself with the gun by saying he sold it. Why would you need to say that at all if there was no other gun? It's a good
You know,
question.
that's actually a very good question,
It's a
to be
good
honest.
question.
I mean, you know, when you go back and you look at the pics and evidence, you know, the firearms,
There's no
they
silver
are,
gun.
yeah, it's all black guns. I'm looking at
Mm-hmm.
it right now. I'm looking at the two
We
guns
still
there.
we have not seen a picture of a silver gun.
No, they're both black. There's a 38
Mm-hmm.
and, yeah, there's 38 and it looks like a 9. But
And
they're
he has
both
a
black.
revolver. Did they take a picture of the
Yeah,
revolver?
they did. It's a
Is that the
38.
38? That's the 38. Okay.
Yeah. I got
Yeah,
the
and then he
38.
has
That's
one
why.
that looks like a Glock style.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's no silver gun. It's
Right.
fascinating, you know, and they did. Okay, so there is commentary about the firearm too. You remember the messages where you have Bruce, LMNOP, they're all talking together, and it's in one of those Shara things too. And that was the one, I believe, where they were talking about a message to Wes, you know, the one we were talking about with being intimidation that went on his YouTube. So I believe there was some commentary about that, but I just can't remember how it goes. Man, one thing I liked, Shara, by the way, if you ever feel motivated to do this, the way that you put together the information out of one of your videos, you know, she put all the exhibits out there. I wish you would gather all the exhibits and stick them out. You know, hey, here's the video. I would stick those in a Dropbox or something, you know, and that way just have them always. That way I don't miss anything.
Shara's information has been incredible. It really has. And I think she's great. I think it's great that she came forward and is telling the truth. All right, where are we at?
We're
7?
at
7.
Yeah. And
she said he lied. He told me he lied. She lied to the police.
I see. So she did answer subsequently your inquiry about the silver gun.
I believe she answered that separately in the other messenger where I was with her separate.
And so when Mr. Cook, she said he was lying about the silver gun, what did she ever say he was lying because they still have the silver gun and he never sold it?
Tell me. No, she's very calculated and careful on how she manipulates me.
Manipulates. That's an interesting wording, isn't it?
Yep.
So you were trying to find out whether or not that silver gun was still on the property. Is that right?
I needed to know because I stood up for them. Before getting that record, I made that mistake. I stood up to them in the public regarding that gun incident. I think she means for them. And I'm ashamed of that because the records told me something different. And I feel terrible because Mr. Hales had every right to fear for his safety, and I was defending them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. You know, again, if this were a different situation, that protective order, for example, you know, multiple violations, how many people would be screaming victim blaming if something came up? Well, but Jeremy and George, man, they're being attacked at all sides. Even, again, Bruce, look what he did. It's so crazy. Anyway, you never got an answer as to whether or not that silver gun is still on the property of Miss...
No. But in my calculation, from what I've gathered, I believe it existed.
Existed, but you don't know where it is now.
No, I don't know anything about it, but I believe it existed, and I believe that the sheriff's department did a very, very good job that day. And I was a little hard on them because I didn't have the record that they had. And they did such a good job on that examination of everything they did. It wasn't them that dropped the ball. Yeah, we came to this conclusion.
Yeah.
The prosecutor did not prosecute that case, but the record speaks for itself. It speaks volumes on clearly not only the risk to Jeremy Hales and others in that neighborhood, but the risk to the child speaks volumes in that file. She's absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Yeah. I mean, when you looking at that situation, again, I run into this problem where people tell me to take Preston's word for things. And then when Preston is telling me this guy's an out of control drunk, she has to wait until he gets hammered and passes out so she can go hide guns because otherwise he is an extreme danger and he's done terrible things. Okay, I'm taking her word at it then. Isn't that what I was supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know? But then I'm told, no. I'm looking at that wrong. You know, I'm like, okay, well, either she's a liar and, well, some of the admissions we saw to the police, it doesn't look that way. I mean, she's a liar on certain things for sure. But with this, I mean, we had a lot of information with John Cook. He did end up saying that he indeed pulled the firearm. You know, so anyway, you would be concerned if that silver gun was still in Miss Preston's property, right?
I would be concerned if somebody would lie about a silver gun.
Right. And when you were making those inquiries, your testimony is that Mr. Manskin told you to stop asking those kinds of questions. You gotta let me finish a question. I appreciate it. I know what
I'm like bursting from all of this. That's what she said.
Well, and you know, she actually got derailed too. So I mean, that is a big thing.
She did.
So I know, but that's okay. Your testimony that you're probing questions to Miss Preston that Mr. Manskin witnessed. After that, he told you to stop asking those kinds of questions about the silver gun. Is that right?
Blocked me during my questioning from.
During.
And then
I thought you said
during my.
Okay. What? I thought you said it was in another group after that.
He messaged me in a private messenger.
While it was happening?
Yes, and he told me to stop questioning her.
Do you still have that?
I probably do.
I ask you to.
I would have to go look.
I ask you to preserve it. After we get done with this deposition, go back and preserve everything you have. I'm sure there's going to be, at least our side is going to want that, okay?
Can you make a note, because I will forget with all of this. Can you make a note of what it is you would like me to preserve and maybe write that to me?
Yeah, just say everything. All communications with her, communications with Manskin, you know, especially considering all of that was during her journalistic inquiries. I mean, she said her and like Bruce were not pals, you know, so.
Yeah, right. I know.
You would think all of that communication would be something, you know.
But specifically what that was, before I forget that. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. And about anything about the gun, for sure, the silver gun and where it is. Advanced to preserve. Sorry, it threw me off. I was reading straight. I was like, wait a minute, I got to go back to this. Let's go to the next question. Hopefully that wasn't an instruction. It's kind of funny. Or do you know that Miss Preston wrote on Facebook, I'll say it here for all the fans to see, if you're so damn worried about me being abused and my little girl possibly being abused, which she's not, all caps screaming, put your freaking, then regular texts, money where your mouth is, and pay Mr. Cook $65,000 so he can walk away and leave me in peace.
I've seen this comment after the fact. I was not a party to witnessing it happen in real time, so that one I wouldn't be able to answer on, but I have seen it after the fact.
Oh, have you seen this discussion about who the mole is and the talk about the shirt?
Oh, about the fact that Jeremy and George were wearing Superman shirts?
Yeah. Now I'm not saying, again, I don't know. I don't want to know, because I'm enjoying the speculation right now. I'm enjoying that. I actually don't want anybody ruining my game here. You know?
I know. I also am enjoying the speculation. Let it build. Let the suspense build.
I'm enjoying it, but I loved all the speculation with people saying,
it's an Easter egg.
Yeah, does that mean a certain person with an avatar like that? And, you know, again, there was no statement about it. But
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, everybody, you know, that's the thing that we're noting.
And then
Every
Jeremy
stream
said-
has Easter eggs.
Jeremy said, I can tell you that the mole has commented publicly about this lawsuit online. And everyone was like, everyone did that.
Exactly. Oh, he's, you know,
He's so
having fun there. Well, it's funny that they say there's no. I can say they've definitely had leaks in ye old chip, and not. Let's just say not the ones they've corrected for sure. Now I don't know about this particular part of it, as in, you know, lawsuit and da-da-da, but I do know as far as information leaking from ye old chip, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That's its own beast. You know, we've talked about they have problems there, and of course they don't want to deny it. They're like, oh, that's just trying to get us all where okay. you believe that, but look at things that people know that maybe they should know. Well, and ask yourself, who would tell that? It's fascinating. And again, I would put this out there to anyone. They've marched along to the beat of Bruce's drum. They've listened to him. In fact, they still say they're going to. You know, behind the scenes, he's still going to do this. Look at where he's at right now. And he blames Jeremy and he blames Randy for that.
But, and he blames us for that.
Oh, yeah, us, of course.
Don't forget us.
That's so dumb, too. I've been like, hey, man, maybe you shouldn't do that. You know, you've said it plenty. I've said it plenty. Like, hey, maybe that's a terrible way to go. But
we've given him great advice that he's never taken.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the whole thing of, I've never seen a person act like this. Don't do that. You're going to piss off the judge. Quit filing all these sanctions. And, you know, again, he was doing this to the sound of applause because many of the people that are watching, they have no idea how a court would work. But
oh, I forgot to tell you. I don't know if you saw this, but there was a comment, a super chat in the Fleas chat the other night. And it was, or maybe it was a Facebook post. You know what? I think it was a Facebook post. Anyway, somebody using a fake name, and I think it might be Bruce, that's my guess, is talking about writing legislation called Harley's Law that would prohibit YouTubers from covering legal cases.
Covering? Really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine? These are people who think they know the law. By the way, Fleesa says people mistake her for a lawyer all the time.
Oh, my God. Well, it's like this. I mean,
you gotta be kidding
I
me.
feel like I know some about law, you know, again, but I feel like I'm no way, shape, or form even remotely qualified as a lawyer, and know that. You know, I know from talking to lawyers. If I've got a question, I'll ask some lawyers about it. I've seen plenty of cases over years. You know, I've been around lawyers. I mean, people know that. We've ran in lawyer circles.
We've been in lawyer circles for a long time, but it was hilarious listening to Fleesa go, well, I know a lot about law, though. She doesn't know enough about law to stick in a thimble, as my father would say. There isn't, and she knows nothing about any of it. She doesn't even know what words mean in motions. Like she doesn't even have a basic grasp of the law. The fact that any of these people could think that she knows anything about the law, good luck. She doesn't know enough to stick in your right eye about law.
You remember when they didn't understand what being able to add on pro hoc vice meant? You remember all that?
Remember when they didn't understand what with prejudice meant?
Oh yes, that was funny.
They thought I lost that lawsuit.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was really fun, man. There have been so many dumb twists and turns in this mess.
Oh God, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's insane that they're delusional, and this idea of this law to force people on YouTube to stop covering legal cases is delusional. It's like they've never seen Law and Crime, court TV. You don't remember the OJ trial?
There are judges that have YouTube channels. Judges. judge
Yes,
it, you know?
there are courtrooms that have YouTube channels,
Mhm.
and they just live stream it all day long. And of course, the public is allowed to comment on it, to cover it. The Constitution of the United States says you have a right to face your accuser in a public trial. Do you know what a public trial means? Do you know you cannot overwrite the Constitution with some Florida law you made up in your mom's basement?
So funny, man. Well, to be fair, is it the same people that think that that the thumbnail case, all of those claims, they had legitimacy. Like, they couldn't understand. They can't ask themselves a basic question like, how do journalists, you know, the ones that they want to recognize, how did they get to cover cases? How did they get to talk about people and just everyday ideas? You know, where do pictures come from? Like, why isn't every news outlet sued every time they print a newspaper? You know, because for every picture they have, how many of those are voluntary pictures? Somebody that signed off and said, yes, I give consent to do that.
Yeah, not many.
No, not at all.
If the photo was taken in public, you have a right to publish it, period.
Yeah, or if it comes from, go ahead.
What about paparazzi?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I mean,
That's true.
Hollywood stars have been fighting paparazzi for how many years? And nobody can stop them. They can hide in your freaking bushes and take pictures of you. They can use long-range lenses and take pictures of you on private property and still sell those because they were on public property when they took them. They are barking up a non-existent tree. The tree doesn't exist.
Well, they also don't get this either. So what they've done there, see, there's this legal liability issue. Anything they've mentioned, it's kind of like 540.08, you know, where they're pushing the thumbnail litigation. They don't realize that, say their best case scenario, it did work out for them. Well, what have they been doing? How many pictures have they utilized of Jeremy or Jeremy in a vehicle or, you know, all of these different things? So if they think that, see, this is how you can tell that people don't actually believe what they're saying because they
How much content have they made covering this federal case?
Yeah. Oh my God. I saw these people like talking about how much YouTube pays. And it was like, are you
Oh my God, that was funny. They are suggesting that you and they're saying that I make somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000 a month.
Oh,
I wish.
No, that was just with pre-super chats is what it was. They said.
Oh, and they were, before super chats. Like, I wish.
God, and then nothing near that. A YouTube, like for videos, if you get a 30,000 hit video, depending on the type of traffic to it, you might be talking a couple $100, maybe.
Maybe. Sometimes it's like 130, 140. It's not even like.
And that assumes it's not demonetized. You know?
Right. Which happens all the time.
Yep. Live streams are oftentimes demonetized. So, you know, it's so absurd.
They're delusional.
And again, it's just another talking point. I don't know. But your earnings, it's also deflection from, again, public transparency. When I used to say transparency, but really we should be talking about public transparency as far as monies that have been collected. Did you see that? See that document that somebody sent? I think they sent it to everybody that had the transcript with the with the new spin, how things were given freely with no expectation. Here, let me pull this up. I'll pull it up
the one that we got an email about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't look at it real closely. Yeah, let's put it up. Let's put it up real quick.
Okay.
I have to remove that stupid thing before I have to. I hate StreamYard's new changes. It's so dumb. I make a mistake every time.
Yeah, hitting the wrong button. So
I know
the transcript on talking about this, again, you can see highlighting. It says, you know, the money given to help me do what I do. It wasn't fundraising. It's not donations because it was given to me to help me. Me. It's not donation. First of all, how's it not donations? You know,
and how's it to help her when they're all saying for the barn dominium, for this, for the, for the memorial?
even she uses the word donation. So it's a problem. It may have been called a donation or something because that's what people actually, think if they're doing it's a donation. But I want to know anybody in the chat, type 1 if you believe it's actually a donation. Whether, again, it's not whether your chat thinks it's a donation. It's whether or not law would think it's a donation.
If it's not a donation, what is it?
It's so bizarre. So see the word donation, see if you actually put money in a super chat, send an Amazon gift or any money into anything that we've done here. Type a 1 if you're considering a donation. Call it a donation. No, actually, I don't call it a donation. I call it a gift.
Oh, geez.
Okay. It's a gift. Well, first of all, if people are giving you gifts, these are also, you
taxable.
have to report them. They are well over the threshold for that. Just the one only me alone that does. But given freely with no expectation, they noted what things were for. You have people, you can see them in this. And again, it amazes me that people don't see this as a problem. What is the issue with public facing transparency? It's what we consider, if the Salvation Army or somebody pulled that, we would crucify them. And we have, we absolutely have.
Oh yeah. People get charged with fraud all the time for doing stuff like that. All the time. And what does that say there? It's at the say? Sparkler fund match? What does that say?
Well, let's see. That one, it's
towards
something.
The sprinkler? The sprinkler fund? When did you need a sprinkler?
Something fun. That does look like a sprinkler.
Sprinkler.
Actually, that does look like a sprinkler. I can't tell what that says.
Both of them do.
But there's the memorial, and then memorial. You have Only Me in discussions has noted, I want to know why the barn can't be finished giving donations. He's not going to give any more donations there. He also, for Harley to get a special play area. So that's specifically, again, looking forward to seeing how my $56K and all the donations from everyone else was spent. Noted over and over again, just saying I'm happy to take the donations back. So when someone donates $56K for a family, if you give 56,000 donations and then find out you gave it to folks who have criminal backgrounds, who ask questions.
Ouch. Oof.
So my money wasn't helping the Prestons, and also this was interesting. So there were comments on this one channel, and this was a while back, but on that channel, they said that they would give back his donations. And then that's when the discussion of we would, but we've spent almost everything, because there are clips of that. I mean, we absolutely have a clip of that where it talks about, almost all that money is gone, but now you're being told almost all that money is somewhere in the bank. So you can't have it both ways. I mean, it's double and triple talk. What you have to have again. Yeah, you have to know what a project costs before. And now you can have overages, of course. You can come back and say, man, I thought this thing was going to cost $56K. Let's just throw that, since that's a number here that we've seen a lot. But it's going to cost another $10,000. We have to have this. But, you provide a receipt for it. You don't just say, material is going to be this. You break it all down, break every damn thing down.
I can't believe they've gotten away with it for this long.
Well, that's the thing. Like when we collect, when we do comics, for example, I get a quote from, I use an outlet called Critical Blast. It's really a guy with maybe a couple helpers, building from the ground floor. Well, what he does is he quotes me every single item that's going to pull. I know where every dollar of that, I know what's going into shipping costs. I know what'll go into like a poly bag. I know what'll go into a backboard, piece of tape. I know everything, labels. It's all broken down. It's all right there. So, that itemizing, you should have that from anyone quoting you any kind of price. I mean, for anything. If you're saying a project's going to cost that, what's it going to cost? Wood, screws, whatever. And anyway, I digress.
All right, I think we're at 18.
All right. 1 second. How long are we going tonight, by the way? I didn't know.
I'd say we'll go another 15 15 minutes. We'll spend 15 minutes reading, and then I'll do super chats, I'd say.
Okay. So Miss Preston never told you that anything like that, that she asked for Mr. Hale's fans to give Mr. Cook $65,000.
I wasn't a party to that one.
That's weird. 56, 65.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it was weird.
Did she ever talk about it with you?
No.
Did you ever ask Mr. Cook about it?
Not that I recall. I never really had one-on-one communication with him other than the small amount of time on Messenger, but there were times where he spoke and got in on the conversation as I spoke to her, and I don't recall that one.
That fire she brought with Mr. Cook, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff was amazing. So, okay.
Not that I can recall at the moment.
Okay, now you get into this now. On June 19th, 2023, did Miss Preston write to you encouraging you to cover her story and state, as she stated, last night's video was so full of lies and bullshit. Let's just stop at that sentence. Do you remember getting a message like that from her?
Yes.
What do you know what she was referring to when she said, quote, last night's video?
I don't even know if I had been watching the videos at that point yet. I would have to go back and look and try and see if I was.
I wouldn't think so. This was initial contact, by the way. I don't know why she would have been, watching
Right.
the videos before that. And so, right.
And my goal certainly wasn't what her goal was there. My goal was just to bring light to her side of the story. That's what I do. I bring evidence to the public. I try to do a rounded evidence. This is the way I operate. But I advocate. So I was advocating toward her case because she had me convinced that he was harming her. And those are some of the things that she would write to me.
Okay. But I'm specifically narrowing down to when she wrote to you about, referring to on June 19th, 2023, quote, last night's video. Did you understand that to be Mr. Hale's video?
I would imagine it was, and I don't recall her sending me a video. Perhaps she was trying to encourage me to watch the video, maybe, and I don't know if I did. I would have to go back and look and see what video it was.
All right.
I don't know what video it was.
And she also said to you, continuing that message on June 19th, 2023, quote, I'm so glad you decided to take this. And I know it's going to take time to build it, and that's okay, because I want to be able to sue him, Shara, and I want to be able to win.
She said that to me.
In June of 2023, correct? Yes?
Yes.
When you heard that, how did you react?
Well, my idea of building a case for her was to build evidence for her, not to sue him. I wasn't thinking about court cases. I was thinking about presenting her case. His case was presented online, and I thought, okay, I'll help her present her case. That was it for me, so.
What case could she possibly be referring to build on, starting approximately in June of 2023 against Mr. Hales, when Mr. Hales, you said, hadn't even posted about her?
Well, that's a very good question. According to her, a case that he was trying to harm her. According to her, he was defaming her. According to her, he was trying to frame her, trying to frame everybody at the town hall involved in this supposed hit on a mayor.
Yeah, I hope too. This is another thing. I saw some names in there I recognize from in the chat, by the way, that I recognize from ecosystem chats, and that's okay. But what you don't have brought up to you, and I would encourage you to read this stuff, because again, you don't have to like Shara, you don't have to like anybody. You should be looking at evidence. And one of the things Shara notes is that Preston was saying there was this conspiracy to off officials in Otter Creek. Jeremy Hales was part of that. No proof whatsoever. Was telling her this stuff. And I mean, that's insane. Like, you have to think about how crazy that is. And to bring in outsiders, and since Shara, I started thinking about the two harassers for hire that have been brought in. One of them being a convicted fraud and extortionist. I mean, again, you should look at his record. 4 years in jail for fraud, extortion, violence, lie. I mean, just insane stuff. I think that was because Shara didn't do what they wanted. So they brought somebody in that they damn well thought would. Anyway, so that's pretty scary.
It was unbelievable, but part of me believed her because she was crying to me and with her child. And when I saw the videos with the town hall, it threw me. The videos of Mary threw me for a loop. They did, and it grabbed my heart, and I wanted to believe what she was saying to me.
Like X-Files, I want to believe, right?
Yeah.
Is it fair to say, would you agree with me that you didn't have the whole story at the time?
I did not have the whole story. That's why I didn't report the story. Everybody mocked me for not putting out articles. How can I do that without having the story? I wrote one article on what I observed in videos regarding town hall and interaction. And that's all I did at that point.
Okay. Do you know that, I guess a few days later, 8 days later, June 27, 2023, did you know that Miss Preston said in a chat, we need to expose Hales. He needs to go under.
Yes.
Quote, I want to see him off YouTube permanently. So.
Alarming.
Sorry?
Alarming to me.
And did she?
She's not the only one I heard that from.
Sorry, I broke up. Sorry.
She's not the only one that had that mindset over there.
Who else had that mindset over there?
Two Fleas in a Pod, Bruce Manskin, her attorney.
See, that's crazy. Like, they want to destroy this person, not cover him, destroy him. Again, we saw the quote from Bruce, by the way. He wanted to destroy Jeremy, destroy his YouTube empire. So we saw that. Mr. Cook.
Mr. Cook.
Anyone else?
Mealtown's Best. There's a gentleman who does the Thomas Collins, had a very good interaction with me until he spoke to Miss Preston and she lied to him about me. I helped her, and then she turned around and started lying about me as well.
Thomas Collins.
That's Biscuit Boy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, these, like, again, when I get into these out there players, I'm like, how the fuck
he's so inconsequential. He's very boring, I think, because he's never really risen to any.
Well,
he's the one who couldn't he was taking the video with a potato when Zim's golf cart went by.
Zimmy went flying by. Zoom!
When Zim zipped by on his little zooming golf cart.
That's hilarious, man. I'd forgotten all about that funniness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, tell me how she lied. Tell me how she lied to Thomas about you.
That I was hired by Jeremy and I'm a mole, and I came here as a spy for Jeremy, hired by Jeremy to collect, boy, does this sound familiar, to collect information and deliver it to Jeremy the entire time I've been inside the case, which is absurd.
It is crazy. I mean, anybody looks at this case and they say, I got a problem with this stuff. Apparently they're bought off, and it's so wild. I mean, and on the other side of that, you have people that quite literally have stepped in and were like, yeah, we'll research this for $10,000, $300 in
it's crazy.
A video.
They're always accusing everyone else of doing what they're doing.
It's so weird. So wild. So Thomas stopped talking to you after that, didn't he?
Thomas started hanging out with them over there at their property, and he cut me off and started defaming me with them.
How did Thomas defame you?
I don't remember what the comments were, but somebody had sent me comments and shared those with me that he was making comments about me. I don't remember what they were because, to me, he wasn't as significant as some of the other people that are doing this. That's just what I said.
Yeah,
He's pretty insignificant.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, that's another thing when people are like, hey, these 10 people that are being sued, why don't you know all of these? Because a lot of them have not been consequential, and most of the ecosystem wouldn't be, except, when people announce they're a PR team for someone, they wormed their way in as a lawyer. And then other idiots. You know, the David the Donor stuff made some other people interesting for a hot minute too. You know? But, and Ray's so fucking crazy. Like some days.
Oh, he's
just
insane.
Like,
He has been doing the funniest live streams. Oh my God. I've sent you a couple of them. We're going to have to do a Rumble exclusive soon to go over some of his latest delusions. I love his excuses about Bruce having his epic meltdown. Ray is like, I know a lot of you have questions, but trust the plan. I'm calling them BAnon now. It's the BAnon conspiracy. They're all trust the plan. Trust the plan. Oh, it's so funny.
BBBA, BAnon.
This is a really stupid plan. I gotta tell you, it's almost as bad as the QAnon plan. You know, like it's almost that bad.
It's like, well, we're behind bars. We're almost
trust
there.
the plan.
I mean, really. You know, well, I've listened to some of the things they've said publicly about what the plan is, you know, going forward, how how they think that Bruce is going to be able to do X, Y, and Z when he's out the door. And that's not how this works. No, you know, if he wanted to make state
plan, it was a really bad one because he's going to end up with sanctions and maybe a disbarment. It's going to be bad. Well, this couldn't have been the plan.
If he wanted to speak to the judge about things, he had the opportunity. You know, that's the thing. Like that's what most people don't want to say out loud. Like he passed on the opportunity to go into the courtroom, and there was no way. Again, I did a video talking about him saying that he was afraid of jail. You know, him, and maybe he could talk himself into a jail cell. Who knows? I mean, he seems to not know when to shut up about things, but that judge said, this is absurd, you know, that's not going to happen. I mean, he pointed that out specifically, telling him, I'm not sending you to jail. So he had an answer on that, and he still chose not to go. So that's so weird, man.
Stupid choice.
Yeah, it was very bad. Well, yeah, it's a strange thing to potentially, again, we don't know what'll happen, but potentially forfeit your entire career over this.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, again, he likes to say it's all because of pro bono work. I feel like he rolled the dice on something where he thought he'd get fame, because he said that, and instead he got infamy. You know, he got a cell phone.
God.
He's become an object lesson. It's amazing. All right, so Miss Preston lied about you as being Mr. Hale's mole.
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel?
Well, it made me feel violated, for one, because I have a very good reputation with being extremely loyal to people that I've helped in the past, and effective and helpful, kind and giving. And she was destroying everything that I was after. I tried to help her, and it made me feel violated. Honestly violated.
Yeah, I agree. You know, remember too, Shara did not talk about anything that happened until a certain PR channel started trying to destroy her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, they kept telling her, and they made threats about how she needed to shut up. And then they started talking about how they were going to sue her. You know, Bruce was going to sue her. So, of course, if she wanted to have any type of reputation left, she needed to talk about it. And on top of it, I mean, look, they abandon a person. Again, the slightest disagreement, you get dumped on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
I remember them talking about Stupid Dave over David the Donor. Again, they were like, he's out. You know, they said it live. I clipped it because I thought it was funny, you know? Yeah. I mean, I was like, wow. So one of the theories in this case is that Miss Preston, when she has a relationship with Mr. Hales and others, initially is very nice.
Yes.
But when somebody doesn't do what she prefers, she turns on them and starts lying about them and attacking them. Did you experience that?
100%. 100%. In fact, she did it to me a year ago, and I finally forgave her. She was begging me to come back, and I even told Mr. Manskin what happened, what she did to me, and how I came back. And
what did she do to you? And then you came back. What did she do to you?
She started just lying about me and slandering me and saying that I called CPS when I didn't. I didn't call CPS, saying that I abused her when I never abused her or anyone in my life. I would never abuse anybody. I'm not an abusive person. I was completely floored by what she was saying. Everything.
That's fascinating. So CPS has been utilized against her too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, did you notice in the newer document too that Bruce put in, it was over 30 times now?
Yeah, that number just keeps going up, up.
Every time, you know, and they all get, everyone is supposed to be Jeremy's fault somehow, you know.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy, even though right here we're hearing about how they blamed Shara for it. So, Miss Preston, that you abused her.
Yeah.
Physically? Emotionally? What?
Well, I don't know. She just said I abused her.
What? That's so bizarre. Okay, continue.
She went to public officials that I was helping in the case and started slandering me to them. So she was not only slandering me, she was harassing me outside of Facebook. And that came to a point where I forgave her because she begged me to come back. I was struck by my heart because she needed money. She needed to put insulation in her shed because the child was in conditions with the AC not cooling the shed. So I went and spent several $100s at Home Depot immediately to buy her insulation. And she called me a cunt after I bought her the insulation. I also...
Yeah, so that's the hundreds of dollars she was talking about, you know? I mean, that's wild.
That's pretty unbelievable.
That's actually the same thing that we see in the ecosystem. David the donor,
Mm-hmm.
you know, except look at how much money he dropped. And
Well, that's what happens when you have a feeling of entitlement to somebody else's money. And when you feel you're entitled to it, you're not ever really grateful for it because you believe you deserved it. And so you can call people names who gave it to you because she views it as her money. It's disgusting.
Well, it's very telling, you know. I wonder, we keep saying too, I'm telling any of the people out there, I know, like I said, I've seen some names in there I recognize, and you're welcome to tune in to whatever. If you troll, make it fun at least, you know. But the one thing that you'll notice with anyone in this, when they start asking questions, and I'm talking about some legitimate questions here, that you get banned or worse. Like the banning is the best part of it. You know, if you end up, because that only meant, look, how much money did that man spend? And he asked for public, not transparency, not a bunch of bullshit and back and forth communication behind the scenes, public transparency, you know, show receipts. I mean, the money, you know, and again, you have to remember now they're talking about money and it's still there somehow. At the time, they were saying they couldn't give him money back, even though they said they would, because it had already been spent. So if you're saying the money's already been spent, then show receipts for it. It's very simple to show how much something cost and how you paid. You know, again, did you pay with like a fence? What about gift cards? Like, where did that money go? All this stuff, you know, again. People don't even know like what the baseline for donations has been, like where that sits now, and who has their hands in the pie and more. I mean, it's just fucking crazy. Anyway, all right, I'm off topic. Why? I see what I'm amazed by anytime the money thing comes up and turning on each other.
I know.
You know? It does. It gets me way off topic there. Why? She wanted what? She just wanted money. What did she want? Money?
I don't know. She came back and she needed help and I helped her. And then I also had something else that the public doesn't know because I don't talk about good deeds that I do. I don't do that. But there was something else I was doing. I had a grant going with Home Depot to build her a house. Oh my God.
So she could have gotten a free home out of this mess.
Oh my God. This is a bombshell.
Mm-hmm.
I was in an open communication with Home Depot, and we were halfway there on getting grants to build her house for her while they defame me on Two Lies show over there. I call them Two Lies, two fleas in a pod, because they lie about everything. I literally had a grant going with Home Depot with a woman named Samantha in Home Depot to build her a house.
And then
she called me a a C after that as well.
I like it. Look at this. See you next Tuesday, right? That's
Yeah.
great. He threw it in there. Props, bravo. I've never seen in a court document someone actually turn that into a CU next. I've never seen that in a court
That's
document. This
great.
is awesome. I am actually taking a screenshot of that real fast because I have never. I haven't. I've never seen it before. That's amazing. This case has it all.
This is huge. You know what? We're going to end here because this is a great place to stop, because I got to digest that for a minute.
Yeah.
Shara was working with Home Depot to build this woman's house, and she still turned on her for the Jeremy Hales grift. She wanted that Jeremy Hales grift. She thought there was more money at the end of that rainbow than getting a new house from Home Depot. Wow.
Yeah.
I am shocked by this. I shouldn't be, but I am. Okay, we are leaving off on page 142 at the bottom of the page. And we are going to, I don't know if we'll do that. I don't know what we're going to do on Tug's channel tomorrow, but we have 30 days before there's going to be any big filings. I mean, that order should be coming in real soon, and that's going to be a big time show.
I really want to. I really want to go over this stuff like I was talking about tonight. You know, with the documentation, like us looking at what was really in 123. Because I need another pair of. I've had the chat with it, but when you're sitting there on your own looking at it, you miss a lot of stuff. And I sat down and was digesting some of the statements in there, and it's like I said, it's wild. His excuses and stuff were they went from I'm going to say deceitful and really in the realm of being a lawyer. You know, there's some nasty business lawyers do sometimes, to just seemingly unhinged. And it all goes off the freaking rails when you look after 96, especially. You know, he files. We'll talk about tomorrow. Actually, we'll talk about all that tomorrow.
All right, I'm gonna do super chats. Are you sticking around?
Yeah, for right this minute. If I need to bounce, I'll bounce.
All right, Miss PJ gifted 1 Megan Fox membership. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And congratulations to whoever got it. And welcome to the Fox Den. It's weird here, but you'll get used to it. Sue Scat, thanks for the 5. Megan and Tug, please wish Mary Maldonado a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mary. Happy birthday. Come on, Tug. You got to sing.
Happy
birthday from all of us to you.
Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let me say this too. I see people speculating. When I said I see names out there, I'm not talking about anybody specific. I've seen some names come up. Don't fixate on. And again, people are allowed to have their opinions on cases. That's the beautiful thing about it. Even if the people totally vehemently disagree with you, you can have conversations. You can have disagreements. That's typical. You know, we should be able to have that. You don't want an echo chamber. You do want people that can have that. You know, it's just there's a line, and as long as people aren't crossing that line, trying to destroy a channel or anything like that, it's absolutely okay. I mentioned that because, again, I hope that people see documentation and they question it. All of this, you can pull up every document out there and read it yourself. And when you read this case and you look at the evidence for it, maybe you can make a very informed decision that way. Anyway.
Sue Scat, thanks for the 5. Megan and I already read that one. Green Veggie Beast, thanks for the 5. Justin BBB says Bubba is going to be his new boyfriend and he prefers to be the catcher. Oh, good Lord. Cutting Linguist member for 7 months, watching from hell, but the good news is I have a layover in purgatory. Well, let's hope that it's not turtle purgatory, because I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Ruth Mobley, thanks for the 50. Huge 50. Yay, can't wait. Great job, Megan. Thank you so much, Ruth. I really appreciate that. Super generous and kind, and I love it. Fallen Hero 4567 gifted 1 Megan Fox membership. Welcome to the Fox Den. Whoever got that. It's weird here, but we usually have snacks and silly putty, so it's fine. Max Lab, thanks for the 2. Hey, Megan and Tug. Hey, Max Lab. Max Lab, you're getting a break, man. You're getting like a 30-day break. It's like a vacation for you, buddy. I've been checking my inbox for something from you, all day today, and nothing. I hope you're enjoying your
for Discovery,
time off.
by the way. We have that Discovery deadline.
I have no idea. I guess it's paused. I would think because he froze the case.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I
it's
would,
just, so what are we going to come back and get like a day or two on that? I mean, how's that supposed
I
to
don't
go?
know.
Because, today was the end. So that's why I'm wondering.
I don't know. Green Veggie Beast, thanks for the 5. It's all Jeremy's fault. He caused my feet not to work. Or is that the fact I need a total knee, but I'm too big? It's always Jeremy's fault. That's always
Any of it, just say all of it.
all of it. Why, it's Grammy. Member for 1 month. Your songs are the best. Well, thank you. That was one I didn't write. That was written by one of the viewers, and it's great. James,
that one.
member for, I know, I loved it. Member for 4 months. I love the English vibe to it, the British
Yeah.
accent and everything.
Yeah.
It was definitely written by someone in the UK, and I just loved all the British references in it. James, member for 4 months. My cat laid on my chest with fish breath. I'm blaming Jeremy. Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
I
that's
gotta bounce. I
definitely
hear
his
a
fault.
kid
Okay, go
yelling.
ahead. All right. John Stuber, thanks for the 2. My mom died. My mom didn't die. Blame Jeremy. Planet Lupa, thanks for the 2. I just blame Megan Fox, so go on and blame Jeremy. Just J-Hip, thanks for the 5. When your intro song is too long, blame Jeremy. Well, it's definitely his fault. Sassy J in the UK gifted 5 Megan Fox memberships. Welcome to the Fox Den, all 5 of you. It's weird here, but I think you'll fit in. Dan Davis, thanks for the 2. Fox on the Run, sing it. I don't think I know that song. Christopher Brown, thanks for the 2. Square Bullets, blame Jeremy. Yeah, definitely. Jane Chu gifted 1 Megan Fox membership. Welcome to the Fox Den, whoever got that, and thank you so much, Jane. We appreciate that. Rob Pate, thanks for the 10. Speaking of, on members only stream today, there was a huge load of mail picked up by USPS. Huh. What does that mean exactly? A huge load of mail. Okay. I have my favorites. Tammy's Cuz, thanks for the 2. It's Mary Maldonado's birthday today. Again, I'll say happy birthday, Mary. Denise Sells, member for 2 months. Please have Lauren N join for the rest of Lynette's deposition. Oh my God, she would love it. I don't know if Lauren wants to get involved in this case. Bruce has already contacted her and has been nasty to her. And I think that, I think Lauren has enough crazy lawyers in her life right now with David Gingras and everything. So she may not want to be involved that closely. Janice Wingfield, thanks for the 20. Breadstick money to make the haters mad and peculiar optics. Thank you. I have my favorites. Tammy's Cuz, thanks for the 2. Happy birthday, Allie Rydell. Well, happy birthday, Allie. Teresa, Minnesota, thanks for the 10. I now have to blame Jeremy. I have the Blame Jeremy song stuck in my head, so I will, of course, do as the song says and blame Jeremy. It's definitely his fault. Mud Dog, thanks for the 2. Tug using Hog OF voice. He was making videos. Oh no, eggplant emoji. Adair K, thanks for the 5. Tug, did you get my PayPal I sent yesterday? I heart both your channels. I'm sure he did, but I will remind him, Adair, and hopefully he'll let you know. Taz, thanks for the 5. If they made a movie, who would play Jeremy, George, and Lynette? Inquiring minds would love to know. Oh my God. That's a good question. Who would play them? I can't even think. Chat, what are your suggestions, chat? Who would play them in a movie? Oh, I'm not caught up in the chat. I'm like, why aren't they answering me? Who would play them? Why am I so far up in the chat? Gollum as Lynette. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Who? Ryan Reynolds as Jeremy? No, Ryan Reynolds is kind of over him at this point with all the nonsense. Yes, Chris Pratt. That's a much better one because Chris Pratt is also funny, very funny. I like Chris Pratt. I can't speak anymore. Or John Cena. That's funny too. Alan Richardson from Reacher as Jeremy. Well, that guy is huge. Jeremy's not that big. But that guy is funny. I will give him that. I do like him. Danny DeVito as Crook. Jeremy could play himself because he's got a very good camera presence, He could. He would be great in a documentary. Jeremy's funny. He never runs out of things to say. Very smooth. It's very good for what he does. He's made for this. Okay, Janice Wingfield, thanks for the 10. Randy has filed 11 motions. Deuce Foreskin Ambulance Chaser has filed 37 motions only. Wow, that's really interesting, Janice. Are you sure? Do we know that for a fact? If that's true, I think the judge should see that, Maybe Randy can bring that up sometime. Emmy, thanks for, although the judge can see it, it's on the docket, he knows. Emmy, thanks for the 5. The basics in this case are the average yearly practice for most lawyers. Yeah, Rhea Norman, thanks for the 5. Megan, sounds like me trying not to laugh, but my husband when my son is asleep, which makes me laugh even more. I have previous for the same crime. I know it's so hard when you get to laughing and you're trying not to. You don't want to wake up the other person. It gets worse. I have my favorites. Tammy's Cuz, thanks for the 2. Thanks for the emojis. Lizzie FP, member for 3 months. You need a cone of silence. Megan. I loved that show. Oh my God. I loved that. What was the name of it with Agent 99 and Max something? What was his name? Oh God. Get Smart. That's what it was. The cone of silence. Misbehaving, thanks for the 6. Megaphone. That's right. Angel Parent Perez, member for 7 months. Jeremy needs that. Rhea Norman, thanks for the 2. Cone of shame money. Sean Poe, thanks for the 10. Late catching up at 2 times speed. You two sound like Chip and Dale. Roy Lonsinger, member for 13 months, officer of the court, more like an orifice for the court. Oh my God, that is so funny. Oh my God. Oh, I really want to laugh out loud and I can't. Jesse, thanks for the 5. I wonder if Shaka can file an emergency motion of some sort to send a marshal with this as evidence to get him before he runs out of the country. Yeah, I don't think so. There would have to be a warrant to begin with for it to be a problem. His problem will be if he leaves the country and then the judge finds out and issues a warrant, he won't be able to come back without being snatched up immediately. Uncle Nene, thanks for the 5. She can be Bane. Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. Anna Nowakowski, thanks for the 10. I agree with Megan. I think he's going to flee. Yep, I do. Puzzled Puzzler, thanks for the 5. Megan, put your head in your pillows and be quieter for your husband, or maybe the unionized something costume would help. Which costume? I'm sure that's a typo, and now I don't know what it said. John Baker, thanks for the 2. BBB needs new polymop to clean up this mess. Industrial strength polymops. Candace, thanks for the 5. Joining late, 40 minutes in. Why is Megan whispering and sounding like a court star? Because Mr. Fox is sleeping and he's sick. I'm being quiet and considerate. Mel Klomp, thanks for the 2. Rosalind Duke is awesome. That's true. Emmy, thanks for them. $1.99. Can we get a recap? No, I have to get out of here. I have to go to bed. SF, thanks for the 5. Start from the current page, and when we finish, we can reread the beginning. I agree. Doug always wants to go back, and then we're never going to get through it. Puzzled Puzzler, thanks for the 2. Doug is going to start from the beginning in Armenia. Serinda Finch, member for 3 months. Shara is not pulling her punches and has lots of evidence against BBB and his flunkies. That's true. Candace, thanks for the 5. For tea, lemon, and feel better meds for Mr. Fox. Hope he's better soon. Sticky Widget, thanks for the 5. I'm out for the evening. Take care all, chat behave. Listen to the mods. My sticky sense will tingle if you do not. Fair warning. Oh, Sticky. Glad to have you. DTG 1032, thanks for the 5. Motion to reconsider poll results. Chat ignored Tug's valid Rule 26 argument.
Say Rule 26 one more time, motherfucker.
Rob paid, thanks for the 10. I'm telling you that Megan Tug parenting blog would be huge. John Baker, thanks for the 2. Team Hales has polymopped all over the floor. John Baker, thanks for the 2. BBB has upside down syndrome. Green Veggie Beast, thanks for the 5. As a journalist, you ask questions. What does Bruce think this is? The nation of California? I know he doesn't appear to know where he is. It's crazy. It really is. I've said it so many times. What country does he think he's in? Number one cat whisperer. Thanks for the cat whisperer. You and I would get along good. WTH has a denied sit-down chair on Whatnot. Does he?
Denied. Sit down.
Oh my God, that just scared me. Anastasia Barrett, thanks for the 10. Talking you up on advertising a small business. Taking you up on advertising a small business. Hand-dyed wool yarn for knitting. Oh, that is so cool. Crochet, weaving, and fiber for spinning, felting, etc. Cashmere and coconuts hand-dyed yarn on both Etsy and web. Hey, that's really cool. Hold on, I'm going to Google that. That sounds awesome. Wait, what's it called again? Cashmere and coconuts. Hold on. Oh, I found it. Let's look at it. Let's look at it because this is cool. I love knitting and hand-dyed. This is really cool. Wait, did I open it? Where the heck did it go? There we go. All right. There it is. Share. Come on, Megan, you can do this. I've forgotten now. Oh, cool. Look at this. So cashmere and coconuts, hand-dyed yarn, hand-dyed look at how beautiful. Oh my gosh. This is so gorgeous. Look at the colors. I love these colors. Dang. That is so cool. You do this yourself? How the heck do you dye things to these beautiful colors? Look at the silver. Look at this. These are so cool. I used to knit, or I used to crochet. I can knit, but I don't like it as much. It's too hard. I like crochet, and these are so beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at the colors. Oh, my sister-in-law would love this. This is so cool. Thanks for showing this. And if you guys are in the market for any hand-dyed yarn and wool and all this cool stuff, get over to, what's it called again? Cashmere and Coconuts on Etsy. That's really cool. Thanks for sending that, Anastasia. I appreciate that. Puzzled Puzzler, thanks for the 5. Everything Bruce does is designed to cost Jeremy money, plus trying to intimidate witnesses. Look unscrupulous up in the dictionary. It's listed under BBB. Unscrupulous is a great word to describe him. Wender Bender, Wendy Bono member for 13 months. Fleesa, mistaken for a lawyer. Yeah. Laughing emojis. I know. I laughed out loud. Elephant, thanks for the 5. They want to take down the Constitution and rights. Wrong side of history, you idiots. Yep. Mavia, thanks for the 5. But she's a lawyer. She only works for fast food places that pay in meals. Just J-Hip, thanks for the 10. Fleesa said sometimes she gets mistaken for a lawyer. Baha, the group of misfit sad toys are hilarious. I'm having the time of my life with my merry band of trolls. Oops, I mean astroturfers. Or do you mean astroturfers? Now, come on now. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5. It kills me when the fleabies say they're going to wait until the head tells them what to believe. I've never seen that in the Hales Positive Hales streams. No, that's totally true. I don't call Jeremy to ask him, what should I say about this topic? I have my own thoughts. Jeremy's busy doing other things. We talk occasionally, but I never call him to be like, hey, I'm waiting to hear what you have to say about this specific thing. That's not how it works. And he's never asked me to do that. And he wouldn't. And if he did, I'd be like, I'm sorry. That's not the way that this works. Puzzled Puzzler, thanks for the 2. My mom died. My mom didn't die. Is that what LP meant? SF, thanks for the 5. If you made that much, you would have a whole ass addition to your house with a bomb ass recording studio. No shit, SF. When they said that, I was like, oh my God, who do they think I am? Like Nick Rekieta back in the heyday? Those kind of people make that kind of money. Emily D. Baker makes that kind of money. I do not make that kind of money, you guys. My channel is comparatively small. To look at Tug's channel compared to mine, they also think that I make more money than Tug, which is a scream. That is a laugh riot. That's not true either. Tug's got almost 400,000 subscribers. It's silly. It's silliness. They don't know how to do math. Hope Case Unwinder, thanks for the 5. It's the Amber Heard Johnny Depp donation pledge thing. Yep. Yep. Pledged versus donated. Yep. You know, it's funny. I mean, I'm very grateful for the extra income that I make on YouTube, and the channel has grown a lot this year. But I couldn't survive on it on my own. Like, if this was my only income, no way, I couldn't survive on it. It's not what you think. If you're thinking it's in those kind of numbers, no. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5. They think he wrote something so spectacular that it completely swayed the judge to give him another chance to give him all the info again. Dumbasses. Well, if he wrote something, we would know it because it would be on the docket, and it's not. Puzzled Puzzler, thanks for the 5. BBB is like a child who quits and takes his baseballs home. Oh, wait, he showed he doesn't have any. Buck Naked, thanks for the 2. Megan building a garage dominium? Actually, it is a barn. It is a barn garage. Garage dominium. It's a barn. It's really cool. It's got a second floor. Mr. Fox's office is going in there. Sassy Mama C, thanks for the 5. Megan, I can't join the Fox Den for some reason. Can you see if I'm blocked? You're definitely not blocked because you can send a super chat, but you might be trying to do it on mobile, and you should try it on your browser instead. But also, if you're going to join one of my communities, you should become a member at Locals instead. It's the same price as YouTube, and there's so much more over there. I don't do much on the YouTube members, for members only on YouTube. I mean, I would like to, but I just don't. I do more on Locals. So I would recommend Locals. Buck Naked, thanks for the 2. Maxine Waters says Lynette. Oh, that's funny. Serendy Finch, thanks for the 10. The huge thing of mail was the post office coming to pick up the boxes from JH's Whatnot sales. They no longer have to go to the local post office to mail items. Oh, that's cool. Also, check your email fed to new doc. Oh, no. Oh, really? Fed to? All right, I don't have time to look for it now. I'm going to look for it after the stream because I need to send you over to Shizzy. Georgie's Life Unfiltered, member for 2 months. I sent you the new Fed 2 case documents from Helm. Okay. Betsy MC, thanks for the 2. And Betsy MC, thanks for the 2. Chat says new doc dropped. Sorry, I'm new at this. That's okay. Barbara the Illustrator, Fleecer. We don't have time. Thanks for the 5, by the way, Barbara. We don't have time to read another document tonight, so we'll go over it probably tomorrow. Barbara the Illustrator, thanks for the 5. BBB equals cry bully. Oh, yeah, for sure. K-Matt Red Queen, thanks for the 5. Megan, check your email, fed to filing in mail from Georgie Wilborn. Okay, great. I will. I promise. Okay, I'm sending you over to Shizzy Wiznut now. Let me redirect you. Hold, please. Redirect. Shizzy? Shizzy never comes up under my redirects. I have to type in the whole thing, and I don't know why. It's really frustrating. All right, there you go. You go tell Shizzy that I said hello, and tell my favorite, slow senior citizen who wears a helmet and Velcro shoes, and be good over there, by the way. All right, see you guys.